going on, guys? Happy to be back, man. I was just telling Sam it's been a while since I've talked to the media, so it's good to be back here. Good to get out on the field with the guys, and happy to be competing with them.
Sam, how is just the process in general of learning a new offense, learning new verbiage, and all that stuff sort of going for you? Is this kind of old hat for you at this point?
Yeah, it's always I enjoy it. I enjoy the process of learning a new offense. Obviously, a lot of hard work has to go into it. I still am learning a ton. So, yeah, just got to continue to, grind every single day and, just continue to get better at the little details. And, once I feel like I have something down, don't ever be satisfied with that because it can come up in a big moment during the season. So, just continuing to study the little details, that's it.
Has your experience in San Francisco helped the transition at all?
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of similar formations, motions, all that stuff. So, but obviously a little bit different verbiage. So, but yeah, being in San Francisco, being in that West Coast system definitely helped.
I'd like to be back with Josh McCown every day.
Yeah, Josh has been great, man. Obviously I was teammates with him in 2018, and felt like we were best friends. The youngest kid on the team with the oldest guy on the team, being best friends. But no, man, it's good to be back, and just to continue to hear just how much wisdom he can share with not only me but the other quarterbacks in the room as well.
What was it about him that made you guys so close? At you being so young and being so.
I mean, just playing the same position, and then obviously when I came in my rookie year, not having a ton of experience, and him, being around the league with a ton of offenses and different players and playing a little bit, the last few years of his career, he had a ton of experience and wisdom to kind of share with me my rookie year, and I think that's kind of where, or how we got so close.
Sam, what has it been like just to have Nick in the room and kind of obviously having him be here the past few years? How has that been helpful for you, or how is he kind of as a teacher as well?
Yeah, Nick's been super helpful. Like you said, he's been here the last couple of years, so to be able to have him in the room and his input on certain plays that I might have seen differently than we see it here. It's always good to kind of bounce ideas off of him.
Your first impressions just of the targets you have to throw to. Obviously, Justin's not here at this point, but the guys you do have on the field, what are your impressions?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been solid. Everyone's working really hard. I'm sure Justin's out there working hard as well. No, man, it's been great. It's been great just continuing to feel the timing with the guys and just continue to get those routes in. But yeah, everyone's out here working really hard, and it's been fun to be able to compete with everyone.
What it might look like when you have TJ, when you have Justin, you kind of get that full complement at some point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we got some really good skill players. We got the offensive line as well, really good defense. So everything's there to be able to compete. Got to get the ball out on time and continue to find completions and convert third downs.
Brian Flores experience yet, or is that more of a trend?
What's that?
Have you gotten the Brian Flores experience yet?
A little bit, the last couple days. But I'm looking forward to it as, OTAs kind of speed up a little bit, and we get into mini camp and then obviously training camp. I'm really looking forward to as well.
So what was your impression from the outside of the Vikings offense when you were looking at it, and what maybe most excited you about joining it?
Yeah, the way that obviously they run the football, but the way that they spread the ball out too, and the way, just speaking from experience being on the sideline last year at US Bank when I was playing for the Niners, just the tempo offense that was used last year against our guys, I know that gave them some fits. So I'm excited to kind of use that as well and continue to get used to that system.
What's been kind of your approach with JJ coming in here? I mean, we talked before the draft. But what has been your approach?
Yeah, JJ's been great. Just with him coming here, I know before we even got on the field together, we were at the one of the Wolves games together. So we got to chat a little bit there, and just I was like, first of all, dude, congratulations on getting drafted. It's a great experience, and I know it flies by. So, he's been great so far, and continuing to learn and be a great be a great quarterback in that room.
I feel like that room is just built kind of with all the personalities to be successful.
For sure. Great people in that room right now. Really smart guys to be able to bounce ideas off of, and it's going to be fun once we start getting in the weeds of defenses, and especially ours, like you mentioned. Being able to dissect kind of what they're doing and how JJ, Nick, and Jaron see it. So.
How much, Sam, can you help McCarthy as well, being a high draft pick? I mean, there's a lot of parallels between you two guys, and just as far as trying to assist him or help him, not just in developing as a quarterback, but also with the pressure that comes with being a high draft pick.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like just with JJ, just talking to him a little bit, I feel like, the pressure that he experienced at Michigan and playing in a national championship, and obviously you get drafted high, that pressure kind of comes with it. But it's, I feel like he's kind of already been there. He's felt that pressure a little bit before. Obviously, this is the next level. But again, like any questions, anything that he's curious about, he's been asking me questions and I've been answering. So just going to continue to have that bond, and yeah.
Sam, what's the process like for you as you've gone through these years to get to the point where you're comfortable with kind of mentoring a kid when not that long ago you obviously were that kid?
Right. It's just how it goes, right? The NFL, there's a lot of businesses where you can be in your business for 30, 40 years. The NFL, I think the average is like 3 or 4 years. So it's a little bit different. So, going into my 7th year now, even though I still am young, I do feel like a vet. And just being able to, help guys, not only JJ, but other young guys in the locker room that need anything, I'm always happy to help.
Sam, what don't we get about the pressure that comes with being a quarterback drafted high too? Like, what did you find out, especially things that we can't see, that are just inherent to being in that position, but it's hard to relate unless, you actually were drafted high?
For sure. How much time do you got? No, that's a great question. There's obviously a lot to with expectations and whether or not quarterbacks should start right away or whether they should sit a year or two. You see different examples where guys like CJ Stroud come in right away and they play really well, and then you see guys like Jordan Love who sit a couple of years and then they play well after that. So there's so many different ways to be able to view it. And it just totally depends on, the situation, the organization, the guys in the locker room, and what, what is surrounding, that quarterback, especially as a high draft pick.
So you feel that's really important, the kind of external and how it is surrounded?
Yeah, I think it's also just depending on, the coaches, how the coaches feel, and if he's ready to, play.
You mentioned the offensive line. Just obviously a lot of these guys have been here together for a while. When you come in as a new quarterback, is that something that you can kind of notice or pick up on or benefit from right away when they're a close group like that?
For sure. Those guys obviously, like you said, have been around each other for a really long time, and they're very, very close. And just to be able to see that is very comforting, because I can just, kind of sit back and, just kind of, lead the offense and get in the huddle. And, if those guys want something a certain way, it's not one guy saying one thing, the other guy saying the other. They all want it the same way. In terms of whether it's cadence or just how I say certain things in the huddle. So it's really great to be able to, play with an offensive line that has been together for a few years now.
A few more for Sam.
So you're going into your 7th year. What for you has been the hardest lesson or hurdle to this point?
I think that's a great question. I think the biggest hurdle, is, and this just goes whether you have success or whether you have failure on Sunday, bouncing back from whether you have a really good game, being able to play consistent football and play good football, I think, is the hardest thing in this league. And, that's just what I'm continuing to set out to do, is play consistent football, not turning the ball over, and just putting the ball in play, letting those guys catch the ball and go make plays and run. And but I think that's kind of been the biggest hurdle is, playing good one week and then, not having such a good game the next week. I think just continuing to, to stack good weeks on top of good weeks throughout the season is kind of my goal.
Walking up, like, haven't talked to me in a while. I guess just how much have you enjoyed being back in this kind of role after backing up last year and knowing the opportunities coming from it?
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to come out here and, with these guys too. Obviously going to a new team, you're not really sure exactly what the vibe's going to be like, but these guys have been awesome. They've welcomed me with open arms. I know a lot of the new guys feel the same exact way. So, it's been great to be here. Been great to get on the turf and the grass and be able to throw the football around. And I'm excited to be able to compete against that defense soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it, guys.